Hey there. I have no idea if you can hear my voice because I am live, but it's not running yet. So, yes, it is. Sorry. Wow, I'm back again after 2 years almost. Well, at least I tried a year ago again, but 2 years ago I really did a great program. 99 days I went live every day with different subjects, but it was all based and directed around self-awareness and I would like to do that again because it's so necessary these days. And for this introduction video or this first day video, I would like to share why I have such a bad voice because I never ever have a bad voice. And this is so funny that this happens to me this week because 2 days ago I saw a reminder on Facebook that I had done this program 2 years ago in 2019, this 99-day program. And I could feel the excitement again because I enjoyed that program so much, just going live every day. And there was a small group of followers who followed me every day, or whether they were following it live or the same day, didn't really matter. And there was a Facebook group linked to it to ask questions. And it just felt very natural to do because I didn't prepare anything, but I just shared what came up with me. Because when we talk about awareness, many of us um, kind of like make it more um, well, I'm not saying that other people are making up stories, but it feels like there's so much detail to really truly live in a life in full awareness. That's almost impossible for anyone to do that full time because we all fall back in our old patterns. So I like to take you on my journey daily to really show you what the details are and how refined it needs to be and how challenging it is and how rewarding it is each time you manage to do it. So I would really like you to take you with me to feel into the nuances. And the reason why I would like to do that, because I think it really is time to wake up collectively. Like I shared in the notes, we are living a life in an enslaved system. And that might sound very dramatic and very outrageous even to call it enslaved, but we are enslaved to things that happen outside of ourselves because we constantly are being fed and react to what we see outside ourselves. And that can be anything. It can be your job that you need to feel secure in your finance. It can be the partner you love to have because that makes you less lonely. And then you think like, okay, I want to have this partner because that makes me feel complete and I would like to share something and share life with a person, which totally makes sense. But often the reason why we look at these things outside of ourselves is because we don't feel the solidness within ourselves. We don't feel the power within ourselves. We don't feel the direction to live life within ourselves. And as long as we're not aware about that, we just follow what comes to us. And it even can be your health challenges. So, and basically, we all have an area where we feel more challenged than other areas. So, for me, and that's why I come back to my bad voice, it is about sharing in this way. It is more challenging for me. And especially if I don't know if anyone is watching it, I fall back into my old pattern like, oh, well, it's not important enough, or it's not my thing to do, or it's not my way of sharing my ideas, and other people are much better at that. That's this little voice in my head why I'm not doing this, which is stupid because I love doing this. And it should not matter whether anybody is listening or not, because that should not be my drive. I should do it because I want to do it. And then it will come back to me eventually, and people will pick up on this. And in other areas of my life, I feel less challenged. For instance, in finding a good partner, I've always had a beautiful relationship. Challenging, of course, because every relationship is challenging, especially the intimate ones. But nevertheless, I found really great partners. And I'm in a beautiful relation right now with a beautiful partner who fully says yes to this commitment, which is for me the foundation of any relationship. And I have no issues on finances. and I have no issues on living life in a very free way. Of course, I'm born lucky in a healthy society, but still, even within this society, you can suffer. So, and I have no health issues either, so that's not my challenge. But other people are constantly challenged with health issues in various ways. So each one of us has one area in their life where they feel challenged, and many other areas where they don't feel challenged. And it is fun to play with that. It really is. Because once we learn that, we can see how we are enslaved to the systems that feed us in the areas where we feel insecure and where we don't feel empowered. And once we see through that, we can also see how these systems are actually constantly programming us in a way that we don't really want for ourselves. But as long as we're not aware of that programming, we are following it almost blindly. So let me give you an example. Um, and it's a hot topic over the past 2 years. So it's not a new example, but nevertheless, it's an important one. When we follow mainstream news, for instance, we easily pick up on the ideas that have been shared and think that it is our own idea. Think that we agree with them because we read a news message in our local newspaper or in our national newspaper, and then we think, yeah, yeah, of course, I agree with that. And yeah, we should do more things like that. Or yes, we should be more in favor of this or against something else. And but do we really, really, really agree with it? Do we really reflect within ourselves and think like, how do I really feel about this subject? And have I looked at different perspectives? And do I have the courage to look at different perspectives? Because it's challenging. It really is challenging to look at different perspectives. And then once we do look at different perspectives, you might think like, oh my God, I don't like this other perspective. That makes me feel uncomfortable. I rather feel safe with the majority of the people who think the same way as I do, because that makes me feel safe. Then I don't have to share a counter opinion that might give some criticism back to me, which I don't like to receive because we all want to fit in. So that's just a small, very small example how we just live almost blindly in following those messages of the paper and the news sources we are used to. And the same counts, by the way, for alternative news these days. You can follow one person on YouTube and do that for many years and completely feel aligned with this person. And then you actually forget to listen at alternative voices. Um, and because if you don't listen at alternative voices, that really makes you feel super uncomfortable. You don't really know what it is why it makes you feel uncomfortable. Because if that will be true, that what that voice is sharing, you might think like, oh no, I don't want to believe the world is this ugly. Or I don't want to believe that people are so mean. Or I don't want to believe that no one is going to save us, or whatever it is you don't want to believe in, because it makes you feel uncomfortable. So you avoid those other messages. So what I would like to share in my daily sharing is to really, I would like to guide you to really open your perspective to various perspectives, various sources of information, and challenge yourself again and again and again. And just realize while I'm listening to my own voice that I still haven't shared why my voice is so bad. And it is, I think, because it's healing my throat area, because it's so challenging for me to do these live streams and to share my voice and my wisdom or my ideas with you. So I think life shows me in 2 days' time after I saw this message on Facebook and then reminded that I want to go live again daily, that I'm actually being challenged on my voice exactly for this reason. So it gives me a very conscious awareness of why it's so challenging. So what do I do next with it when my voice is so rough like it is today? I don't feel ill at all, but it's more difficult to talk, obviously. So I'll sit with it and I cherish it. I cherish this area and I be conscious of it. And I do this step forward. I'm going live, which kind of like made me struggle actually in the beginning because I didn't know how it worked anymore. Because it had been so long and YouTube was setting its changes. So it took me a little while to go live. So it's funny because being ill is not as even not everyone think what it is, but that's for another topic, another day, because that's a big topic. So I don't feel sad about losing my voice now and not being able to share so eloquently. It actually is a nice challenge and a nice joke to me from life, like uh, telling me like, okay, you want to go live? Okay, I give you a bad voice, so you don't go live. You postpone it again. But I thought, no, I'm not going to do it this time. So I am live here. So I'm sorry for this first session, which is very chaotic. I did not prepare anything. I won't prepare any live session. I'll just go and sit and feel what comes up. And I know after a couple of days, it feels more natural and it will be more in tune around one subject. And now it just went all over the place as a sort of introduction, but no worries, it will be better soon. So I like to keep it around 10 minutes. So I'm going to stop right now and I hope you will join me soon. Bye.